Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for the presser here in Lenzerheide. Our last round in Europe. It's very exciting. The sun is shining, and we are joined by some brilliant athletes. It's so good to always hear from you guys ahead of another round, round 8. Can't believe we're in round 8 already. And I just want to say a huge congratulations, firstly, to our new downhill world champions. Please give them a round of applause, everyone. Jackson Goldstone and Veli Hull. We're also joined by the wonderful Lou Ferguson. Jackson, I'll start with you. Like I say, congratulations. How does it feel? Have you come off of Cloud 9 yet?
Ooh, I wouldn't say I've come off Cloud 9 yet. It still feels really good. Today was like my first outing in the World Champions kit. Sven Martin was asking for photos in it, so I ended up doing all of time training in the stripes. So it feels really cool to be a part of that club, and it's still sinking in for sure.
Did it make you go any faster?
I guess it was a pretty good day today. I feel like it's, when you're riding, you don't see too much. You just see the little stripes in the sleeve, but you feel cool and look cool while you're doing it, so that definitely helps.
And the fact that also the last time you even competed at Worlds was back in 2021, and this is your first time as an elite. 2022, fine, sorry, apologies. 2022, now as an elite, your first time of asking. That must feel really good in the form that you're in as well.
Yeah, it's definitely felt really good to, finally just show up to the World Championships. 2023, I missed it due to my appendix, and then last year, obviously, with the knee injury. So, it was a bit of a new learning curve for me on that week. Different schedule, kind of different mindset. Qualifying doesn't matter as much. All into one run is the main focus. So, I felt like it was a really good week, and I built myself up, through practice and stuff. And I was just having a blast on that track. So. Feels pretty special.
It looked pretty special as well. Vali, got to come to you. Again, congratulations. Your 4th time retaining that jersey. How was this time any different to the previous 3 times?
Well, it was pretty amazing. Honestly, I came there and I knew it's kind of impossible to do it 4 times in a row. It just sounded odd, so I was kind of not expecting it, more or less. But then obviously you do the whole season, you train for it, and you want it, and you want to win races. And especially after Léger, I was so desperate to finally be able to win and stand in the middle of the podium. And I don't know, I feel like my head just works when I have to, and when I have that extra pressure, or when I need to deliver. And I hope I can bring it to the World Cup races now as well.
What was different about the World Championships? Because as you've alluded to, we haven't seen you at the top of the podium for a good few months, not at all this season. So what was different?
Well, I think it's just the whole surrounding, the atmosphere. I feel like at the beginning, Worlds are way more chilled, but then obviously when it comes to race day, it's just a magical race, and I feel like it brings out the best out of all of us, and some can deal with the pressure, and some struggle a bit more with it, and it was just cool to see that you can get it done, and I feel with that extra momentum, it just makes it possible.
And Lou, you're having some success of your own as well, so there's a congratulations to be had here as too. In July, you won the British National Championships. You've then gone on to create history by being the first woman to compete at the Hardline and complete the race, which is huge. How good does that feel to make history like that?
It feels incredible. I didn't really plan for it, really, because there's a whole group of girls who have been going to Hardline for the last couple of years, and we've just been chipping away and doing what we can, and sometimes it didn't feel that possible, just with the weather or schedule changes, and then, it all just came together in like a magical moment. So, I can't relate to World Champs as much because that's so impressive, but
I think Hardline is more impressive.
Thanks. But Shampoo in the wet was an interesting one. I've never really done much riding there, but Hardline in the wet was also a little bit spicy at the top. Hopefully next year it's dry.
Yeah, exactly. But you're still so young. There's still so much more actually, you're all really young. You're all ridiculously young to be achieving what you're achieving. But to be the first woman to put your name in the history books, you're setting the future up for the next generation and influencing young girls and boys everywhere. So how good does that feel as well?
Yeah, it felt like on the race day, it wasn't just for me, and it actually made me a lot more nervous because I felt all the support and all the eyes watching and feeling like, yeah, this is a huge step for all of us, and it's just the beginning. Like, I know that seeing other women do things inspires me, and I think together we can really achieve lots of great things. Even with the World Cups, you can see the level of the women has improved so much over the last couple of years, and I love coming to the races and feeling like it's tough to qualify, tough to get in the top 5, and yeah, I want Hardline to get to that point as well, and yeah, just hopefully inspire lots of young girls to get into riding and see what's possible.
Yeah, you're all definitely inspiring, not just the next generation, but this generation of riders as well. Vali, in terms of your ambitions in the World Cup, we're getting to the business end of the season. Are we going to see you on the top of the podium?
Well, I hope so. I try to be consistent, but I don't want to always be second, so it would be cool to be and be there for winning, but it's also really tough. Like, everyone needs to align, and I'm there to give my very best. I feel like we also still have a lot of races to go, so it's not over yet after this weekend. We still have 3 World Cups, so it's pretty intense, but a lot of possibilities.
Are you approaching it any differently with the fact that we've only got 3 to go, and with the overall in mind as well? Gracie's hot on your heels.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm looking at the numbers, and I know that I need to start winning to keep the overall. It's kind of weird that I'm the only one without World Cup wins, and the other ones have like 3 or 2 wins already. So it's weird. I don't know who is doing their maths, but I don't know how it works out.
Yeah, there's not much in it. That's what we do know. But that just shows you just where the sport's going in terms of the women's side of things, the level of competition. We always speak about it. It just keeps reaching new heights, doesn't it?
100%. Like, there are so many girls who are able to win a World Cup on good days. And also now the consistency is playing a bigger role than ever. So I'm kind of stoked that this is also playing a big part now. So yeah, I mean, even just to qualify, as Lou said, is pretty intense, and nobody wants to have the pressure to be in Q2 anymore, because like in the men's field, like to be there in the top 5 as well is pretty hard. So it's amazing that we're pushing each other to the limit, but maybe in the future with the new juniors coming up, we need to get a bit more riders into the final.
Absolutely. Everyone's being pushed to their absolute limits. Jackson, I'm sure you can I'd agree with that, because you're always pushing not only your own limits, but everybody else's. You're influencing the whole pack, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, just like these guys said, the level is so tight, especially in the men's field. Just from time training today, I think top 10 was separated by 3 seconds, which is so tight. And it's not the only race that's been like that. Some races are more, some races are less, but yeah, you really have to give it your all. And that Q1 run, feels like a race run. You have to, give her the beans just to get through, no matter what. So yeah, it's pretty stressful, but it's cool to get that feeling of coming out on top.
You don't ever look stressed. You always look like you are living your best life out there.
I try to stay as least stressed as possible. I feel like I perform my best when I'm like calm and kind of just feeling in the moment. I've had times where kind of the pressure and the stress has kind of taken over, and I feel like I haven't performed my best. So yeah, still figuring things out on my end on what I need to do, and yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get some traction on what works best for me.
Something else that is getting traction is this narrative, rivalry, as it were, between yourself and Loic Bruni. I have to ask you about it because the fans are getting very excited about it. It's very close when it comes to the overall. It's quite nice to see it that close. How does it make you feel, that extra added pressure, knowing that Loic is coming out and saying, I want to beat him. He is in my mind. Like, he's really thinking about that competition.
Yeah, if I'm in his head, that I guess I'm doing the right thing. But yeah, I mean, Loic's such a great guy. We have great chats every now and again, and it's a real friendly rivalry. So I've got utmost respect for him. I've always looked up to him, and he's definitely kind of carved the way over the last couple of years of what it takes to be at the top, and then. Yeah, he's not getting any easier to beat. I'm having to put absolutely everything out there, and yeah, he's a real tough competitor, but good friend as well.
Does that push you to be even better out there? Does it push you to your limit as well?
Yeah, I would say it's not just him that's pushing me to the limit. I'm really trying to focus on pushing myself and, not trying to worry as much about what other people are doing because, I'd be pretty unique with, my setup, my size, my riding style and all that. So I can't, as much as I want to try and take, notes from other people and stuff like that, I still have to, focus on myself at the end of the day because, it is such a personal sport. So, it's definitely gets the motivation going when he's riding well, and he's not an easy guy to beat.
No, but I mean that's what makes it so exciting, at least for all of us as well. Seeing all the rivalries that we've got across both disciplines, both men's and women's elites. Speaking of, being on form, you're having one of the best seasons that we've seen from you. You've had 4 top 10 finishes this season. What is it about this season? What is it about you coming into form? Any changes?
I think being with my team for the second year has really helped. So I've got used to the bike. We've got a lot of the same components and a really good group of people around. So it definitely helps having a bit of consistency, off the bike as well. And now I've seen that in my racing, so I'm having a very consistent season, getting into the top 10, which is not easy in the women's field, but. Yeah, I definitely want to go more, and having my teammate Millie, she's very committed in her riding and very sendy, and so I'm trying to learn a bit from her and try and push and get some higher results as well, and she's doing the opposite and trying to be more consistent. So yeah, I think who you have around you is super important, and I think that's been one of the biggest differences for me.
So you have a little bit of a rivalry in your team, Lou?
Well, not really. We kind of bounce off each other. So we've got different strengths, and we do a lot of practicing together. So we've noticed when, I'm following her and she pulls away in one section, and then she's following me and I pull away. Or even this morning, so before we started practice, she wasn't sure about one of the features, and I wasn't sure about another. And yeah, the two of us just pulled each other through them really quickly, and it's quite fun, like you said, Jackson. When you can enjoy the racing and enjoy being competitive, I think it does bring out the best in everyone.
Absolutely. Now, just quickly, a word on this weekend, Lenzerheide. Beautiful location. So good to be back. Jackson, what do you make of the track?
Yeah, the track's a pretty sick one. I would say it's kind of more straightforward and a bit more bike parky than some of the other ones we've had, less fresh sections, and they've taped it pretty similar, but they've done some good work on the berms and made the track run pretty well. But it's an interesting track because there's a few sections that you can make a half a second mistake and tiny mistake, and it'll end up costing you for a pretty long section of track, or even more than that. It's hard. You really have to be on your A game. Everyone's going to come out firing for qualies, and it's one mistake will go a long way. So it's pretty much you got to be perfect.
Valley, where are people going to be able to make up time, do you think, on the track?
Ooh, it's a tough one. I feel like even though it's kind of a bike parky track, there's still 2 or 3 sections where you can make or break it, more or less. There's the last rock section before the finish area, or even at the top, the off-camera section. I feel like it's quite different from top to bottom, so it will be interesting.
It will be, and we cannot wait. In terms of qualifying, Lou, how nerve-wracking is that? Because you've got to still get through that first.
Yeah. Sorry, as Valley was saying, it is very stressful going to Q2, which I have been in this year. So yeah, everyone treats Q1 as a race run, and and you don't want to make any mistakes in those key sections. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting tomorrow. And it's such a fast track. It's not the longest either, so I feel like it's almost like a sprint. Yeah.
A sprint. Oh, can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm just going to open the floor quickly. If anyone does have any questions, please raise your hand and speak now. Or are you all off the hook? Well.
Lame.
Lame, yeah, lame. Have some questions next time. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Please give them a massive round of applause. Go and relax and have a massage or do whatever you need to do now. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stick around, everyone, because I'm just about to invite our next athletes up here. Right, let's crack on. As you're aware, I will ask for questions, so if you do have any, just keep them in the back of your mind. Thank you so much for joining us. We're joined by Alessandra Keller, Victor Koretsky, and Evie Richards. And another round of applause for our 2 new short track world champions, please. Very exciting, each for different reasons. Alessandra, world champion. How does that sound to start with?
Yeah, actually, it sounds incredible, and I was lucky to get the stripes from Evie, actually. Yeah, I mean, winning at home is a really special feeling, especially, like, yeah, just the crowd who was there and, like, the pressure for a Swiss rider to actually deliver on home soil, and, yeah, it just, everything went really well, and I'm very happy and proud, actually, to wear the stripes, yeah.
It's important for riding and the sport in your country as well. Like it's raising the profile, having you win one in front of your friends, your family, the fans. They were amazing.
No, it was incredible. I think the crowd, even at the short track and then like later in Gran Montana the week, yeah, I mean the last time we had home worlds was Lenzerheide, which was also crazy, and I got to be the U23 world champion there. And yeah, I mean, I said it before, I was injured in the winter, and then I tried to bring up all the emotions for like racing at home again, and it was a big motivation. And then, yeah, to actually, yeah, deliver was a big thing, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
You look like you absolutely loved it as well, as did you, Victor. Congratulations. The second one on the bounce. How does this World Championships, I don't know, how does it differ to last year in Andorra? Does it differ?
Yes, for sure it was different. I was less dominating the XCC World Cup this year, so yeah, Chris was amazing on all the first part of the season, and I knew it was in shape for the World Champ too. So yeah, my goal was just to prepare the World Championship. I just keep léger. I did a long altitude camp in Pyrenees, and then it was also the childbirth of my second one. So yeah, it was a tough period without racing, and also in emotional side was exciting and also stressful. So yeah, I just managed to prepare well that, and yeah, to be able to fight again for the rainbow stripes was amazing. And till the last few meters, it was super tight between us, and it was amazing to win there, and also in front of my family. It was something super nice.
How difficult a decision was it to say no to your home World Cup in Leger? Because you obviously decided not to compete there, to focus on getting that rainbow jersey. Was that hard?
Yes, because even last year I skipped this World Cup just to prepare the Olympics. Sorry, and yeah, 2 years in a row, and even more because in 2023 I won XCC and the XCO there. I love the track, I love the crowd there, and for sure it's something difficult to miss this World Cup. But in the same time, when you are able to reach your goal by prepare just one race, you are proud of that, and I think I did a good World Championship, even if I was not on the best shape. I think on Sunday, but yeah, like 2 podiums and 2 medals. It was amazing. Yeah.
I was going to say, you still got bronze. Come on, it was still a very, very good result.
Yes,
so
yes.
Congratulations on that as well. Evie, 4th in the XCO, but DNF'd in the short track. How do you look back and assess your World Championships? How do you reflect on it?
Yeah, I think I spoke to my mum and my grandma after the race, and they were like crying. I was like, what? It's a race, you know, it's bike racing, and these things happen. So obviously I would have liked to be there, but definitely when the race started, I didn't feel like I had the legs to win. I definitely didn't have the legs that Keller had, and I felt like, because I had got sickness after Euros, I was like playing catch up a bit with training, and just I didn't have time to taper into the race, so I knew that I wouldn't have
the freshness going into it, but I thought I could maybe get a medal. So I think, yeah, I suppose it's unlucky, but also I was probably riding the descent not very good maybe. But yeah, it happens, it's bike racing. So I think I was just more happy that I was up there. You know, if I would have finished 15th, 20th, I would have been really cross. But I was there, so you can't do anything more, you're there. So I think, yeah, with that, I was like, don't worry, Mum, it's fine. There'll be another race, it's all right.
There literally will be,
Yeah.
and it's this weekend.
Yeah.
And there'll be another World Championships. And I guess like we were saying in the last conversation, it echoes how the competition has evolved. I mean, you guys are at the very top of your game, and it only takes for maybe sickness or mechanical to completely change the turn of events, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think for me, as long as I'm up there racing and competitive, if a mechanical happens, it's part of the sport, you know, that's what we do. So yeah, I think it's different when your fitness isn't there, it's really frustrating. But if you're up there and you're healthy and you're competing with the best, I think that's the only feeling you really want. And obviously a medal normally comes with that if you're feeling good.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just important now to park that, focus on this weekend where you are now going to be wearing that rainbow jersey. How much are you looking forward to that?
I'm very proud to wear the stripes, but whatever happens, I'm really excited for like a home World Cup in Lenzerheide. And I mean, yeah, everyone knows that Nino ends his career, so we're expecting a big crowd, I think. And yeah, for sure, the spectators and the whole crowd will be amazing. So I think, yeah, just being at home, a special feeling to have with the stripes, so it's going to be super exciting, and I'm proud to be here on the start line.
You mentioned Nino. We know it's a massive weekend for him, celebrating his career in front of his home crowd. What kind of influence has Nino Schurter had on your career?
I mean, he's the greatest of all time, and I think he had an influence on every little athlete. But I mean, we have a very special kind of structure in Switzerland. So all the kids races is also on the same venue and the same courses like all the elite races. So even when I was a little kid, I knew I want to become like basically the older ones, and I saw them racing like at the weekends, and so he was for sure an inspiration. But I mean, a few Swiss athletes stopped this weekend, so that's actually a very cool scenario, and I think they can, proud that what they did, and how they inspired everyone younger.
And like you say, there's going to be a lot of young fans there looking forward to the battles that we've got to look forward to this weekend. In terms of that overall as well, how much is that playing on your mind, both in short track and cross-country Olympic?
Yeah, I mean, for sure it's in the back of the head, but in general, I think Semi was so strong through the whole season. I mean, she was, I think, on every race on the podium, which is crazy. And I think it's bike racing. Evie said, sometimes you like in a good shape and sometimes you have a mechanical, or everything can happen, and still 3 rounds to go. So I think I just try to focus on my own performance and to do whatever possible, and then we will see what it ends by Mossenton.
Evie, you currently lead the standings when it comes to the overall. You're still very much up there, although it is pretty close as well. I think Alessandra, you're in second when it comes to short track, so it's quite tight between these two. How are you working to make sure that basically Alessandra doesn't catch up?
I don't know. I just want to go and race, and like, there's nothing you can do. Like, obviously, when you put aside the overall, we want to win when we're racing anyway, and then that's just the byproduct is the leaders jersey. So I think probably maybe if I wouldn't have skipped Val de Sol, that maybe would have helped me a bit. But obviously I was sick. But I think we're chasing like World Cup wins, and then hopefully if you get those, and that really helps with the overall. But I think it will be a close battle, and it was last year for the short track with us as well.
Yeah, I think it's a fair rivalry. I think when she wins, I'm actually have a lot of respect for her. If I get second, or on the other side, it's just everyone does his or her very best, and then they can be proud, and then we cheer for them, yeah?
Despite being athletes and competitive, you all just love each other, really, don't you? That's how it seems. In the women's side, it's like, oh, I'm really pleased for her. Even though I know you have that competitive nature to you, there just seems to be very supportive.
I think you can see, I think everyone's different with different people. And I think with me and Keller, we've raced for so long together. And I feel like we're similar characteristics when we race. Like, I think when I watch Keller, she gives every inch of her soul to the race. And I can kind of see myself in her as well. Or sometimes in Leogang, we've had bad races, we're both like, we'll come back. So I think definitely with us, we're lucky that we've got similar strengths, I think. But I also think, like, probably the same in the men's, but with the women's, like, I read Luana's post that she won't be competing here this weekend. And I think you all have those waves where it can be really bad and it's, like, hard for sport. So I think it's like Jenny winning Worlds. Well, she after Rio, she took a break. So when you see someone maybe have a lower time and then they come back, I think that's, like, the more, like, inspiring thing. I think you've seen the journey they've come on, and, like, I want to win more than anyone, but also, like, if you can't win on that day, then you need to be proud of the people that are inspiring you around you. So I think that's the cool thing, is when someone's had a hard time and then they come up, it's like, yeah, they really deserve to do well, I think. And I think Luana, yeah, she'll come back just as strong once she's taken a bit of a break.
Well said, honestly, well said. And I think there's a lot that can be said for listening to your body and just going at your own pace as well. As much as you want to be at the top of your game all the time, it's very hard to do that for the season that we have. It's so long. And there's so much expectation to always be at the top of your game. Victor, I haven't come to you for a little while, so I'm going to ask you a question, let the girls off for a second. When one of your main competitors is your teammate, Chris Blevins. So how is it handling that dynamic, especially now that you've got that rainbow jersey? You'll be hungrier than ever, I assume.
No, I think it's the same as the girl. Like, we just respect each other, and it's super nice to race against him, even if he beat me. Like, I love to have this rivalry with him. Like, we are friends, and when it's race time, we just want to beat each other, and till the finish line, we try our best. But I mean, like, they say, if you're the strongest and you won the race, what I can say, like, it's a part of the sport. I was struggling maybe on the middle of the season, and now I'm back on the game. But like you say, the season is super long. It's difficult to be at the top all the time, and yeah, the level is crazy high. And when you have a bad day, you are already out of the top 20 sometimes. So yeah, now I enjoy. I'm back, and yeah, we want to do our best. And for the overall, I don't know exactly where I am, but I just want to. No, but I just want to do my best this weekend and for the last races, and then we will see. But I don't have a specific plan for the end of the season. I just want to do my best all the time.
I was just about to ask you, how do you approach it, and what are your goals? So aside from the overall, what do you want to do? Do you just want to make sure that you're showing a good account of yourself out there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just want to show my beautiful jersey and and to enjoy with, and no, I think Chris had a good gap now on the XCC, so for that it's down. But for the XCO, it's still open, and we will see. But I don't hope a bad end for him. So if he do a great end of the season, for sure he can win the overall. So we will see. Now Martin is sick, so we try to support him. I think he skipped the XCC tomorrow, so I hope for him get a good back on the World Cup, maybe in USA.
Fingers crossed for him, wishing him a speedy recovery. Alessandra, how do you approach this weekend? Lots of eyeballs on you, you're at home, you're wearing a new jersey, but what do you make of the track, and where will you be able to maybe get your own advantage? Sorry.
Yeah, I think I had a busy week, but it was quite motivational actually. And I think, yeah, we have one positive side on our side, I would say, because, yeah, we race this track since I'm like little, so we know the lines, and so we try to, yeah, be as good prepared as possible and to actually know the lines and save the amount of laps I can do, so then I can recover a little bit better and get all the media stuff and everything else done. So no, I'm actually, yeah, I think we have a good plan for this weekend and towards the end of the season, and yeah, that's how we try to get things done for the weekend.
You look very relaxed. You look like you're just mentally preparing yourself. I'm really looking forward to this weekend. Evie, how have you approached this weekend? How's preparations gone?
I've had a lovely week. I've been swimming in the lake every morning. I've got my bikini on now. I'm heading straight thereafter. So, no, I've had a really good week. Like really good. We've been on course. I love the riding round here, and just kind of like a bit of a decompress after last week. Worlds is a lot. It's a lot of pressure. It's you're seeing a lot of people. So, kind of just being in my own bubble, just like riding a bit, like being on my own quite a bit, and then just riding the track and physio, and just trying to like decompress after quite a busy week last week. But it's always lovely to come to Switzerland, and we're very lucky that this is where we get to race.
It's so interesting having to decompress on a race weekend as well. That just shows how demanding the calendar is, and it does take a lot out of all the athletes, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just like, I think most of the cyclists are probably quite like introverts. We actually like our own company and riding on our own. So when you're doing lots of medias and stuff, it can be quite tiring sometimes, or just being in lots of crowds as well. So I think it's really important to just be able to, when you're on your own, find what you can do to like disconnect from it all, so that you're ready to go again on race weekend, because we've got lots of back-to-back races now till the end of the season.
Absolutely. I don't want to hold you back from the lake any longer. Just very quickly, does anyone have any questions? I feel like I'm going to know the answer to this. Wonderful. You're all free to go. Thank you so much for joining us. Please give them a massive round of applause.